Hello and welcome to my station, Live Well. Today we're going to be making worm tea from some worm castings I've had sitting there over the winter period. First things we're going to do is take the bucket that the worm casting is in and put it into another bucket, right? So I shall show you how that's done. Show the bucket. Right. Then I get a liter of bucket, a bucket with about 4 liters of water inside, which I will then pour into the bucket, into this bucket here, like this, very slowly, very gently. And this is how I collect my worm tea. Very effective, very good. And the water is also good for the worms. Now I know many people say you shouldn't pour the water directly into the bucket, but I've had no trouble doing it this way in the past. And the worm seems to be quite healthy. And the water drains pretty fast through the bucket anyway because the holes at the bottom are big enough for that. So I'll just let this drain through. And as you can see, the water is going through really quickly. It has no effects on the worms. Like I said, I've done this many times and the worms are quite happy. So I'll pour the rest of the water inside. And this also washes out the bucket, allowing the worms to have a more cleaner casting to work through. As you can hear, the water is going through quite quickly, quite nicely. I shall lift up the bucket so you can have a quick look inside of the bucket itself to see what it looks like. As you can see, water is going through real nicely. So what we do now is we wait for about, say, 3 or 4 minutes. Let that water go through. I shall pause now, and when this water has gone through, I shall take it again to show you what it looks like. And as you can see, I've managed to collect about 5 liters of worm casting, as you can see here on the bucket. 5 liters of worm casting, which normally I put through again the bucket to make sure that everything, is fully cleaned and the actual casting has got enough in it to do what it's supposed to do. 5, 4, 3. Right, we've now run the second set of water through, same water but second time around. And this is what it looks like. And just to show you that this is actually, it is a worm bin. We're going to dig down a little and hopefully we'll see the worms in here. As you can see, there's worms. Here they are. Worms are right here. And like I said, I've had no problem pouring the water straight through, and my castings have been, the tea has been wonderful, sorry, should I say. And there's no problem with this. Now, normally after I put the water through, I give it a little play around just to get a little air onto the top surface part, because this is where most of the worms are naturally going to congregate. But as you can see, it's nice castings here being formed. There's all the worms, very healthy worms, as you can see, nice red worms. Right, and what we do now is we feed our worms to make sure that the casting is nice and rich for the next time round. Now, normally I tend to collect my castings out of this once a week. You understand? Just to keep the worms healthy, keep the bin going. So these are the stuff I'm going to be feeding it. As you can see, over here, I'm going to give it some yellow watermelons. So that's what I call it. Some lemon peels, as you can see. All right. And normally the worms go through this quite quickly. I normally do break it up, as you can see. I break it up to make it easy for the worms. Give them a nice healthy bit of food. As you can see, it's like potatoes, bananas, things like this. Just literally just rest it on top. Not too much. That's normally sufficiently enough for the worms, and that keeps them happy enough to give me some nice, lovely, rich worm tea every week. Very simple way, very efficient way of doing worm tea. Thank you very much, and live well.